So did you see Tim Pool's commentary on Squid Game?
I did not. Enlighten me.
So for those that don't know who Tim Pool is, he's just this like right-wing conservative commentator who loves to do the grift that like, I'm a disenfranchised liberal that is now turning to the right wing because it just makes more sense, and I love the free market and a mixed economy, yada yada.
Agreed.
So wait, what?
Agreed.
So Tim Pool, he did this this video or like podcast, whatever he does, Timcast IRL.
That's right.
He did a section on Squid Game. And for those that don't know, that haven't watched it, if you like live under a rock or something, Squid Game is this very popular show on Netflix that's all about how people go into debt and then they sign up for this game where it's basically life or death, and most of the people are going to die. It's like a reality show TV or like a reality TV show game where like you compete against other people and try to win the prize money at the end.
Kind of like Hunger Games, but more real world, more capitalism critique.
Right. When you lose, you die, basically. And we won't spoil anything. But Tim Pool's critique was that Squid Game is more of a commentary on communism rather than capitalism.
How? The whole show is like heightening the contradiction. It's heightening the idea that, no, you do not consent to work. Like, you are being forced to work by the structural violence that is poverty. And it takes that idea to the most extreme form.
Yeah. First of all, one of the people on his show was like, I don't think Squid Game is inherently political, which is like, bro, what?
Are we watching the same show?
Right. Like, what delusional world do you live in? And then he went on to say that because when everyone comes into the game, they wear the same clothes, eat the same food, they're all treated as equals, and they all die in the end, and one person gets all the money after the show is over. He says that's communism, and it's a critique on what communism would be.
Dude, how did these motherfuckers like... I don't even know like what to say. That's so dumb.
Yeah. That commentary,
so stupid.
It completely ignores the conditions that force these people to go into a situation where they felt like they'd rather put their life on the line to win some money with a very small chance, like a 0.2% chance of winning. They'd rather do that than exist in the real world, which they didn't acknowledge is the capitalist economy.
Bro just completely stripped the context of like the games away and is just purely looking at like, he probably only saw like a clip of it on Instagram. Honestly, probably
he said he watched it all.
No fucking way.
He said it was a brilliant show, except it's a commentary on communism, even though the creator literally said it's a commentary on capitalism.
The cognitive dissonance here. Yeah. There's no fucking way that he could have watched that show and came away with that take.
You have to strip
like the entire show of its context to come away with that.
Yeah, it reminded me of when people were like, when that cold snap happened in Texas, and people were like, that's communism. It's the Green New Deal. And it's like, bro,
it's wind, it's solar power that's doing this.
Do you know how the economy is structured?
Yeah.
Like, do you know, like, the Green New Deal's not in Texas.
Do you know that this wouldn't have happened had the Texas power grid not been completely privatized and separate from the East Coast and West Coast grid?
His whole argument just boiled down to communism is when capitalism.
Communism is when capitalism, but all the same.
Yeah. All right, Joe, welcome back to Head in the Office. I hope you're having a great week. I hope you're ready to discuss a bunch of putrid things because, you know, we got some depressing news for you again.
You know, we got the Joseph Robinette Biden town hall.
That's right.
To discuss this
You know
week.
what they say? Art imitates the real world, and Joe Biden is a piece of art.
Oh, yeah.
And the real world is awful and makes me suffer a lot.
Super depressing.
But before we get into the episode, you know what we're going to say. Check out the Patreon, YouTube, TikTok, all the social medias.
Exactly.
Support the pod, if you would.
Yeah, you know.
Give us a little bit of support. Help the pod keep going. We appreciate you all.
You know, the TikTok just hit 2,000 followers, so it's like we'd appreciate it if we could get 2,000 listeners. If some of the people would come over here,
you can check us out on Apple Podcasts. Even if you don't listen on Apple, head over to Apple Podcasts. Leave us a review. Helps out a lot.
5-star review.
We don't got any to read today, but we appreciate all the reviews that we've gotten. Even if it doesn't even say anything, just go ahead, leave a review, 5 stars.
Thanks,
you leave something for us to read. We'll read it on next episode.
Exactly.
Next episode.
You could drop PP in there, and I'd read it out loud.
That's right.
Like, come on.
Today we got lots to talk about. Not too many topics individually, but we got to talk about Joe Biden's performance at the CNN town hall, which dwindled significantly over the hour and a half that he was there. We'll talk about some fighting that's going on between not Joe Biden. Oh my goodness, too much Joe Biden news.
Too many Joes.
Joe Manchin and Bernie Sanders. And you know, we'll probably hit you with some other commentary, sprinkle it in a little bit.
Exactly.
So let's get.
I guess.
let's jump right in.
Before we hop into this, I will say, based on his performance, since we want to rate that, I'll say if this were an NBA 2K game,
okay,
Joe Biden would probably be a 55 overall.
Ooh, 55 out of 55, right? That's the scale.
Yes. Not out of 100. 55 out of 55.
That's right. Joe Biden is just the ultimate athlete, especially when it comes to politics and talking.
Bro's an orator, for sure.
That's right. All right, so getting right into the news coverage here. For those of you that didn't know, last Thursday, Joe Biden had a town hall in Baltimore, Maryland, hosted by CNN, moderated by Anderson Cooper. And it was a full venue. I don't know if you noticed from watching. It was a full venue, so they had every seat full, and they did mention beforehand that everyone was vaccinated, so I thought
everybody was masked up in the audience, unless they were asking a question.
So that was actually pretty crazy. It was crazy to see. I think this is the first town hall in a while that was inside, that was completely full.
Facts.
Or just like first political venue. Distanced. Yeah, and like the ones that Trump did, they had him outside when he got grilled, and then that one woman came up and was like, "You're so pretty."
Oh my god, that shit was hilarious. That I have that in my Snapchat memories. I have that video clip, and that popped up like a week or two ago. It made me so happy. Yeah, it's really funny. The major theme I would say for this town hall is, overall is pretty average. I would say it's better than the other one that we covered a few months ago. Back in like August or September. But as in like he didn't have as many putrid dog shit takes.
Right.
Yeah, but overall like mid.
But a lot of these questions you'll see are within the context of like, how is the Build Back Better plan doing? Yeah. Which like when you talk about that, those are all like good things that we support, so it's hard to like criticize him on. But when it comes to other things, like you'll see like his immigration stances are still bad. Police brutality stances are still pretty bad. Overall support for workers is pretty bad. Lots of stuff to talk about, but we'll get right into it. So the first question was from Cooper, actually, Anderson Cooper. He said, he asked Biden how close he is to finishing the Build Back Better plan. Like, how close are they to getting a deal? Mm-hmm. Biden said that they're getting closer, but it's all about bipartisanship and compromise.
Love that. Love compromise. Love bipartisanship. Those are my two favorite words right now in this political climate.
That's right. I just love to see that. And he did mention that all the provisions are going to be paid for by taxes, which I guess is, like, it's good. But then he also later on mentioned that, like, the taxes are not going to get in. Like, he mentioned something like they're not going to get high tax raises in. So,
like, we're paying for this without raising taxes, like a dime on anyone making under $400,000. Fantastic. Love that over here.
Right.
We had that in the Office podcast. Absolutely love that. But then he's also talking about later how all these tax hikes are probably going to get cut.
Yeah.
All of this is probably going to get cut. So we're probably not going to be able to pay for any of this. And because Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema literally don't support any tax hikes at all. Well, Kyrsten Sinema doesn't. Joe Manchin barely does. We might have to cut all the good things out.
Right. Yeah, this is all within the context that two senators, one from Arizona, one from West Virginia, are stopping all progress.
Oh, yeah, and he made a comment about that. He was like somewhere in the middle of the town hall. He said, when you have like a 50-50 gridlock Senate, every Democrat is a president.
Yeah.
And that really just made me think, why is Joe Biden here?
Yeah, he can't do shit.
Why are we doing a Joe Biden town hall right now?
Mm-hmm.
We should really just be doing a Joe Manchin town hall.
Joe Manchin, Kyrsten Sinema collab.
Yeah, Joe Manchin, Kyrsten Sinema collab in West Virginia and Arizona, where their actual fucking constituents can ask them questions and hold them accountable, or just fucking something. Watch them stumble over their words. Because this motherfucker's just like, it's not really my fault. Like, yeah, I personally, I really want the good things, but other people don't. So, and I'm not really gonna fight him because I love compromise.
It allowed Joe Biden to like escape direct responsibility for these plans not getting implemented.
Has been his whole administration.
He's like, I'm grieving for you. He's a griever in chief, you know.
That's right.
But like, yeah, you're right. Like, I don't understand why we have Joe Biden here when the power that he has over the Senate is very limited. All he can do is negotiate and push publicly. Like, yeah, he has the bully pulpit, but what good is that going to do when Joe Manchin literally does not care how he's viewed?
Yeah, there's nothing meaningful that he could say. There's no meaningful answer that he could give that's going to kind of like, I guess, just do anything for me or anyone.
Like a couple weeks ago, we covered when Joe Manchin went on CNN with Dana Bash.
Yes.
And he just got absolutely drilled by her the entire time.
Got grilled.
Like,
it was bad. Great. It was so entertaining.
Like 14 minutes long.
Yeah.
Imagine if Joe Manchin is on that stage
for an hour and 14 minutes.
Yeah,
oh my God, dude, I'd cream.
That'd be so much better. Just like West Virginia workers coming up to him like, why do you not support paying us more for having children?
That'd be great.
Why do you not support me being able to leave when my wife is pregnant and gives birth?
God, that'd be
like
so fun,
that would be perfect.
That'd be so fucking fun.
Anyway, speaking of childcare, the first question that was asked by the audience was one about childcare and making it more affordable. Biden's answer was basically that families are under his plan. Families are not going to have to pay more than 7% of their income for childcare, and childcare centers will be funded by the plan, and also that the child tax credit exists as well for, to help families out.
Yeah.
Which are all good things. Anderson Cooper then added that Manchin wants to add a work requirement, and Biden said he doesn't support that since these people are already working anyway. I didn't know that Joe Manchin wanted to add a work requirement.
Yeah, I found out then too.
But that's literally a Republican talking point.
I know.
Like, dude is straight up a Republican. Like, that's a conservative talking point.
Isn't it the people who also can't work right now? The ones that are kind of in this childcare struggle as well?
Right.
Because their kids are like, there's like nothing they can do.
Right. It hits low-income people the worst. The ones that are struggling to find employment, or employment that actually pays them to the extent that it's worth their time instead of being with their kid.
Yeah.
And also, why should your ability to raise your child be based off of if you can get a job? Mm-hmm. Like, that's so stupid. Like, in this economy, are you fucking kidding me?
It's dumb.
Like, it's Joe Manchin's effort to coerce people back into the workplace so he can get people in West Virginia to work for his own coal plants.
To work for the stupidly named Enersystems.
Right. Like that Joe Manchin work requirement that he wants to add in is just authored by his son. Like, straight up.
Oh, my God.
His son wrote that
legislation,
that amendment.
It's just so fucking stupid, and I hate him.
Biden then added that parents are going to get apparently, under the plan that Joe Biden introduced, or I don't know, that was just introduced at first, the reconciliation bill, parents were supposed to get 12 weeks off paid to be with their child. That's been lowered to 4.
4?
Yes. 4 weeks, a month. You get a month to raise your kid before you got to go back to work.
For maternity leave?
Yes. Paid.
Maternity leave, not paternity leave?
No, just leave for parents in general.
What?
Because, in the United States, we have no requirement that businesses guarantee that workers can leave and still be paid after the mother has given birth. We have no requirements for that. I think at most, dads get maybe 5 days off.
Fucking nothing.
They get maybe a week.
Yeah, functionally, dads get nothing.
And then the moms maybe get 2 weeks, like if the employer is nice, but there's no requirement.
Yeah.
Joe Biden wants to add a requirement. Progressives in the House and Senate want to add a requirement.
Everyone should want to add a requirement.
And he wanted to get 12 weeks, which is still not enough.
Yeah.
I know in the Norwegian countries, they get a year off
That's
paid.
Fire.
And if they don't take it, they're literally socially ostracized because they're like, why are you not with your fucking child?
Yeah, you idiot.
So he wanted to get 12 weeks, 3 months.
Okay.
And it's been lowered to 4 weeks.
Wow, dude. Wow.
Which is better than absolutely nothing, but I don't know. Obviously, there's no way I could know what it's like to have given birth and then have your body recover. But I can only imagine that you are not mentally and physically recovered by the time a month is up.
And it's also what about mothers who have complications in giving birth? I know my mom, when I popped out of there, was in the hospital for 3 months because shit was fucked up. She had to have a bad C-section. My head was way too big, just couldn't fit out. You know what I mean?
That brain. That's why we got a pod
exactly.
now.
I'm such a
brain.
fucking intellectual.
Yeah.
Right? But anyway, the surgeon left a fucking sponge in her. She was stuck in there for 3 to 6 months. It was something stupid, right? Yeah. What about people like that? Yeah. What about people who are stuck in there because of complications?
Or what about people that have to pay an enormous bill? And it's going to be due in a month.
An enormous bill.
And then once they go back to work and they can't work their full hours because they just gave birth, they have a child at home still. They can't pay for childcare because the plan's not going to do anything for that.
And it's a fucking infant.
Yeah. It's does Biden or does Joe, I guess it was probably a Joe Manchin thing, but do the centrists in the Senate think that the baby stops crying at night after a month?
Facts, dude.
Do they think that the baby stops waking you up halfway through the night after a month? Are you fucking insane?
Do they think that you can drop a baby off at after school latchkey? The already underfunded latchkey?
Yeah.
Come on.
The latchkey that Joe Manchin does not want money to go towards. It's ridiculous. How are we one of the the wealthiest nations in the world?
The wealthiest nation in the world.
No, actually, yeah. The wealthiest nation in the world. And we don't have paid maternity leave of any kind. Ridiculous. And we can only get 4 weeks, a crumb, for working class mothers and fathers.
Oh my God.
Even if you want to look at this through a nihilistic lens, the only point of human existence is to recreate.
Yeah.
If we're looking at this, life is devoid of meaning. The only reason we exist is to perpetuate our species.
We have evolved solely with the purpose to better facilitate fucking recreation,
birth and survival.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's it.
If that is our take on this, why are we not allowing parents to raise their kid? Why do we Well, I mean, we in this economy, we are putting profit and exploiting the labor that mothers and fathers put out over them being able to raise their own kid.
Let's look at this, especially in the context of right now. They should really be getting extra leave to spend times with their kids, because per a new bill that just passed in, I think, God, I'm going to fuck up the state. I think it's Wisconsin.
Okay.
14-year-olds now can work until 11 p.m.
Wait, say that again?
Yeah, they're trying. Let me just fucking pull up the little article right here. I took a screenshot of it.
Okay.
Wisconsin Senate approves a bill allowing 14-year-olds to work as late as 11 p.m., and supporters say it could help plug the labor shortage.
That's so fun.
We are literally throwing children at the labor shortage. So let's at least let them spend time with their parents when they're born. Since when they turn 14, they're going to be working full-time jobs and going to school.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Bro, if you're 14, you should be at home playing video games with your friends.
Literally.
Like, you should be a kid.
You should be a kid, and you should be, like, putting off your homework.
I love it how conservatives are like, we should never throw money at a problem. That's never going to solve anything. But they throw literal children at an issue to solve it.
And it's like, the funny thing is, these fucking capital owners would rather force literal children to work than just pay people a couple extra dollars.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's it.
They'd rather keep their wage at like $7.15 or $7.25, whatever the federal minimum is, than just, pay everyone $12, $13, $14, $15 an hour.
This is the worst timeline.
That is actually
TVA need to cleanse this shit right now.
Yeah. So the next question, somebody got up and asked what kind of support elderly people can expect from Joe Biden's economic plan. Biden started off by saying that over about 800,000 people qualify for home care under Medicaid currently, but even though they qualify for it, there isn't funding there to get it to them.
There's not fucking nurses that can do it either.
So, bro, an objective failure.
Yeah.
We can't get, we have the program set up. You qualify for it. You should be able to get it. The money just isn't there from the federal government. Mm-hmm. Like, that is putrid.
I did think it was funny. He said something like, a lot of like middle-aged people aren't worried about their kids. They're worried about taking care of their parents.
Yeah.
Because these boomers just won't fucking die.
True.
That's it. They just won't fucking die, and they're making everything worse for everyone.
Yeah, and then still voting Republican.
Yes.
Why do they get to vote and deal with none of the consequences?
Come on now.
What's that about? Anderson Cooper, after that, asked about Medicare being expanded to cover dental, vision, and hearing aids, which is something that Bernie Sanders has supported pretty vocally. And Biden said, this is a quote, "That's a reach." And then he blamed it on Manchin and Sinema, which is true. He said it like it's because of Manchin and Sinema.
I mean, yeah, all of this is because of Manchin and Sinema.
Right. And then he said, Joe's not a bad guy. He's a friend. You may not be able to get, hearing aids that you badly need. You may not be able to get your teeth cleaned, and your dentist may not be able to check you for heart disease.
Yeah.
You may not be able to get any of the medical procedures you need. But Joe Manchin's a good friend. He's not a bad guy.
Good friend, and he said something about Kyrsten Sinema being I don't know if he said good person, but something along those lines too.
Yeah,
and it's she's kind of the one standing in the way of Medicare being able to negotiate drug prices, which you also mentioned would help get these Medicare expansions through.
Yeah.
For free, basically.
Yeah, later on in the town hall, he's like, she's smart as a devil. And I'm like, really? Are you sure?
Really? Is she smart, or is she just paid by fucking corporate interests?
Or is she literally just the embodiment of Big Pharma?
Or is she just greedy?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Right, she's just guided by the profit motive.
Is she even that smart? She kind of fumbled into this position too.
Yeah.
She's just kind of there.
Backwards, yeah.
Yeah.
On the topic of Medicare, Biden said that he's going to try to work in, because he's basically accepted that dental, vision, and hearing aids is gone out of the package. He said that he's going to try to work in an $800 voucher for dental care and subsidies for hearing without changing Medicare, so that people can buy over-the-counter hearing aids, basically. And he left out vision. So Biden basically said, if you really need it, I'll give you a coupon.
Bro, do you know how much my glasses cost?
So there's so much money.
$300 a pair.
Yeah.
At America's Best.
Right.
I can't see without them. Mm-hmm. I can't see.
Yeah, contact lenses, I have those that are expensive. Glasses are very expensive, especially if you want durable ones.
Yeah.
And then you add on top of that, people that need hearing aids, those are super fucking expensive. And then you need dental, which you get one procedure, that's $3,000 down the drain. What's an $800 voucher going to do for working class people?
Root canals? Stupid expensive.
Right.
And it's just hitting poor people.
Right. I got to get my wisdom teeth ripped out in December.
Oh, no, that's going to be tough.
That shit costs $1,300.
Pot off the laughing gas?
Oh, shit. Okay.
No,
that shit's going to cost my family $1,300. If we didn't have good insurance, we would just go broke.
Oh my God, dude. It's fucking atrocious.
Like $800 voucher would not do anything if we couldn't cover that.
It's akin to the like the tampon situation. And what I mean by that is that the fact that tampons cost money.
Yes.
Like
yes.
it's
and by the way, there's an added tax on those products.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's just the fucking menstrual tax. There's literally a tax on anyone in this country that isn't a cishet, able-bodied white man.
Exactly.
Ridiculous.
Right. Like you're and you can even think of it in terms of not necessarily like a state tax, but just extra money you have to pay to access things in society that you otherwise wouldn't have to pay for.
Yeah.
Like if you can't afford a car, you got to pay for busing.
Facts.
Or even if you want to get anywhere, you got to pay for it.
You have to pay for it because we have no public transportation.
Exactly.
And the little that we do is so fucking gutted and shitty that it's just not worth it.
Yeah. Or if you want to survive as like a working class person, you're only going to get an $800 voucher from the federal government.
That doesn't cover a procedure. That doesn't cover anything.
It's so sad. It's so sad that this is what it's come to. And if you oppose covering dental, vision, and hearing aids in Medicare, which again, Medicare is for elderly people, yeah.
65 plus?
If you oppose that, yeah, 65 plus. And I think the plan is trying to lower it to 60, but that's probably not going to happen.
Oh, wow.
But if you oppose this, you're actually a demon.
Yeah, fuck
Like,
you.
how are you going to tell old people whose hearing is in decline, teeth are in decline, vision is in decline, how are you going to tell them that, like, no, we don't want to help you?
They're literally decaying.
Yeah. Like, this is especially important for someone from fucking West Virginia.
Oh my God,
you know what I'm saying? Like, their health
like,
is in a decline all the time.
And they're already forced to work past the retirement age.
Yeah.
Like, just to scrape by, to pay for these procedures that they need.
Yeah. So, the next question came from someone who identified as a realtor and a political independent.
I identify as a realtor.
Yeah, exactly. He said, the top 5% of earners pay 60% of income taxes in the United States. And then he asked Biden, if this is true, what do you think is fair when you say the wealthy need to pay their fair share of taxes? So we already know that this question is starting off on a bullshit premise.
Yeah, it's framed horribly.
Yes.
Horribly.
Yeah. Biden said that a lot of corporations, I think he might have said like 65 total.
60% of corporations are small businesses? Or 60%?
No. He gave some raw number and said like X number of corporations pay $0 in taxes, but yet make billions of dollars off of working class people, which is true. And then right after that, Biden said, but I am a capitalist.
He made sure to get that out there.
Bro is just overcompensating right there. He then said, and this is a self-report, but he said under Obama, before the tax cuts came in, I believe the corporate tax rate was at 35%. And then he said, we wanted to lower it to 28%.
Why?
By their choice, Democrats in office, elected. Why? They wanted to lower it to 28%. And then under Trump, it got lowered to 21%, which is where it sits now, I believe.
Abysmally low.
Abysmally low. That's just the corporate tax rate. And then Biden, after that, reiterated that no one making under $400,000 a year is going to be taxed more, which he honestly should have just said that no one at all is going to be taxed more, regardless of wealth at this point. And then he said that, because right after that, he said that he doesn't think tax raises are going to get through the Senate. I hate this guy. I hate this guy more than anybody on the planet.
It's actually horrible. This is why I'm saying, like, why is it Joe Biden up here doing this town hall?
Right.
Let's get a Joe Manchin town hall in there.
Right.
Let's grill Joe Manchin. Get a Joe Manchin town hall in Michigan. Let me pull up. Let me ask this dude questions.
Yeah. Yeah. And like we talk about the top 1% a lot. We've talked about it on this pod, or the top 10th of 1%.
Yeah.
This dude said the top 5% of earners pay 60% of income taxes. And I don't know where that line cuts off. I don't know. I don't know what the top 5% are making annually. Like, what's the floor for that?
Like, something over $250,000. I know that.
Yeah, definitely.
So, like, your doctors and shit.
Right. I don't know what the floor there is, but, like, they should be paying more than 60%. Like, if you're at the top, you need to pay mostly everything.
Oh, wait, like 60% of their income?
No, they're saying that they pay 60% of the overall income taxes collected by the federal government.
Facts. Because also, like, what? The top marginal tax rate on the top 1% is 37%. 37%. With only a proposed increase to 39%.
39.6.
39.6%.
Yeah.
Fucking nothing. Mm-hmm. Like, literally fucking nothing to these people. And when we're talking about taxes, it's important to talk about tax burden.
Yes.
Rather than the raw number taken out. Because if these people are being taxed so heavily that they cannot live anymore, then that is an issue. But if they're just losing out on buying an extra car that year, then maybe you need to reassess your priorities.
Right. And what we can And it's weird because a lot of the time this is framed as like, well, look at this person. Individually, they're losing this much in taxes. And that's not how you measure like how effective taxes are overall.
Yeah.
Taxes are a systemic solution to fund programs that are for the entire nation.
Facts. And that person who is making more money, who is spending more money, is benefiting more from living in this society than the person who is making less money.
Right.
As that person is consuming more commodities, which can only be facilitated. Commodity production is only facilitated by the goods that the public sector offers. Like the roads, the overall infrastructure, the international like fucking trade.
Police force. That protects their assets, the assets of the wealthy, against the people that produce those assets.
Against the people that may need those assets to live if we're talking about food or drugs.
Yes, and the global trade that the federal government facilitates through tax revenue.
Yeah.
Like all the wealthy people in this country or throughout the world only make their money because of the working class people that give them the ability to make that money.
Yes.
So higher taxes are not, it's not even an insane thing to think. And honestly, top 5% of earners in the United States only paying 60% of the overall income tax is ridiculous.
Especially when you consider that most people are making less than $60,000.
Right. So of course they're not going to contribute that much to the overall net income tax revenue of the United States. You think someone making $45,000 a year is going to contribute that much?
Because they already have an insane fucking tax burden.
Yes.
That's it.
Like, what does this dude want Biden to say? Like, yeah, we're going to tax the poor more.
Yeah, or it's like, dude, taxation isn't theft. You're just a whiny little bitch.
Yeah.
You know?
Taxation isn't theft. Like, you live in society. This is the role you have to play. I'm sorry. Like,
I think after the last Biden town hall, Ben Shapiro was doing this like live stream. Yeah. And it was either Ben Shapiro or Steven Crowder. And one of the dudes that was there said, we need to actually tax the poor more.
I remember that one.
Because they take out more than they give to the system, but rich people give more than they take. That's just fucking cap.
Demonstrably false.
Demonstrably false. It's like, yes, okay, explicitly, if we're looking at the numbers and the accounting of it all, sure. But what about all the things I just mentioned?
Yeah.
What about how rich people, how corporations couldn't function without roads?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then they just own the roads.
Right.
And then it'd be bad for everyone.
Right. Like, you can't calculate the burden of taxes on someone through net taxes paid.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, working class people are going to get some amount of a tax refund at the end of the year. Uh-huh. And, of course, by percent of their income, they're not going to be paying as much as wealthy people are. But they shouldn't be anyway.
Exactly.
Like, the workers, as we proved when we talked about the supply chain last week, the workers are the only reason the country functions.
And, of course, they're only talking about, like, government welfare programs and shit, people taking out of there, even though Republicans demonstrably take more than they give. Yeah. Republican states demonstrably take more than they give in taxes. If we did split, like, Republican states, like, just seceded from the union, they'd be fucked. They'd be done. California is the 7th largest economy in the world.
In the world. Right. Like, all the money in taxes that we pay that somehow do end up going back to government programs, because a lot of it just goes to the fucking military. All the taxes that do come back to us just, like, disappear in red states. Like, you never see that money again.
And then those states go and become tax havens.
Exactly.
For corporations.
You're like South Dakota.
Dumb, dude. They're literally Republicans are fucking parasite.
Yeah. Anyway, like, all of that arguing, and Joe Biden's just like, yeah, it's probably not going to do the Senate. So that's a whole lot of fun. The next question asked about 2 years of free community college and if it's going to be cut. This questioner, this person in the audience that asked the question, they actually made a good point and said that if we want to address systemic issues, and I think they brought up specifically climate change and I think systemic racism, then we need an educated citizenry. And that is true, because so many people talk about critical race theory and don't even know what the fuck it means. And then Biden said, he went on this pretty long talk about how important it is to get more education to people.
Important quote that he said something about if a country out educates us, they will out compete us.
Absolutely.
And I wish we lived by that.
Which is, no, that's absolutely true. Biden said that 12 years of free education just isn't enough anymore. It's not enough for the U.S. to compete. It's not enough for our people to really know how to compete in the world on their own individually. And then he also said that, like, back when there was no public education, 12 years of free public education was a major accomplishment.
Oh, yeah.
And I agree, because a lot of other countries weren't at that point, and we got to there.
Yeah.
But now we're falling behind because people can't afford to go to secondary education. And then he said...
Secondary education is absolutely essential in today's workforce.
Yeah. And he, right after that, after talking about how great community college would be, how we need 14 years of education at least to get our workforce ready for the new age, the current age, basically, he said that Manchin and one other Democrat in the Senate don't support free community college, so we're probably not going to get it.
Yeah, just point blank. He just said it straight up, point blank, after going on that long fucking rant about how education is so important, and my wife's an educator, so this means a lot to her, so I really got to get this done for her. He goes, but we can't get it through.
A rant that I agree with. He said everything that's correct. I probably would have been more radical with it, of course.
Naturally.
But he's right. We need more education to compete in the real world. That's why student loans were created, to allow students that were poor to go to college to be able to compete at the time with the USSR.
And then under the capitalist system, fucking capital owners that own these colleges took advantage of that in collaboration with the banks giving out these student loans to price gouge everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
And now you literally go into debt for the rest of your life to go to college.
Oh my God, it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, he basically confirmed that free community college, only 2 years of free community college is getting dropped.
Yeah, of community college too.
Yeah.
So not even the crazy expensive one.
Right.
Not even a state university or anything.
Nope, nothing like that. And he said that for a solution, an alternate solution rather than free community college, he wants to increase Pell Grants for community college students by $500.
Dog, already to qualify for a Pell Grant, you have to make zero fucking money. You have to make below, I think, your state's poverty line.
You have to have literally died from having no money.
Pretty much to get a fucking Pell Grant. And it still is only $6,500 a year. With this increase, $7,000 a year. Okay. Standard fucking tuition. I go to MSU, right?
Yeah.
$24,000 a year for room and board.
That's pretty normal.
And over the last 2 years, I believe tuition has increased 4%.
Yeah,
that's almost $2,000. This doesn't cover anything.
It especially doesn't cover anything because I'm pretty sure he said that increase is only going to community college students. It's not gonna. You're not gonna be able to qualify for that added $500
if you go to state.
If you go to any non-community college school. Bro, what the fuck?
Why?
I know. A lot of this isn't directly his fault. If he could have it his way, maybe he would keep this in. Maybe he would even go for 4-year tuition-free college.
Facts.
If Bernie could push him on it. Maybe. But the point is that, like Gage said earlier, why do we have him on stage if he can't do any of this?
Nothing meaningful for him to say right now.
Sure, he gets to get up there and be political and get voters on his side, yada, yada. But, what does this do for the Democratic agenda, for his economic agenda?
Even to that, what voters are going onto his side? I feel like all he's doing is getting out there and showing how much of a fucking cuck he is.
Yeah.
Gotta give him props. If I was in the process of being cucked by anyone
by Joe Manchin,
like he is, I could not show my face anywhere,
right?
Let alone get up there and flaunt an agenda that I cannot pass.
Right. All this talking he did at the beginning about how great Build Back Better is and how the $3.5 trillion will be transformative, which it would be. All that flaunting doesn't mean anything in the context of all of his answers to these questions.
And then speaking of that, I'm going to jump real quick to the end, to something he said at the end. He mentioned, Anderson Cooper mentioned when they were passing Obamacare, which fucking sucked, by the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely gutted.
It's bad.
That Joe Biden whispered in Obama's ear, this is fucking great. Something
this is a big fucking
that.
Deal.
This is a big fucking deal. And they were crying. And then Anderson Cooper goes, is this better than that? And Joe Biden's like, oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. No, the fuck it isn't.
Well, it would be.
It could have been. It could have been really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And it's just being gutted.
Yeah, and the reconciliation bill, even when gutted, is still going to do some good things. People are still going to be helped. But in the long run, we're just gonna, once we get Republicans in office again, which we will, because we're not gonna fix voting rights. He even mentioned that.
Oh yeah.
Because once we get Republicans back in office, we're not getting anything done, and a lot of these new programs that are created are just going to be undone or underfunded, like Medicaid is right now. It's all just within the context of Joe Biden saying nothing is going to happen, but the plan that I had is great. The idea I had
my
is great.
ideas are so cool and so fucking good, but I am functionally doing nothing to push those.
The
through.
Policy ideas that his staffers probably came up with, that he did not come up with.
Fucking literally, dude's a dinosaur.
Anyway, in that kind of a same vein, the next question asked why Democrats don't just act like Republicans and usher through the agenda without help.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, Biden started off by saying Republicans don't have an agenda. In fact, they haven't done any legislation this administration, which is true.
Yeah, that's true. Love how he's stripping the question of its context, though. Like, he's not talking about that. Under Trump, they rammed shit through.
Right.
Under any administration, they rammed shit through.
Yeah. Biden said that he's worked with Republicans on the bipartisan deal, which, is true. But I feel like a lot of the time the media, and even he forgets that, not a single Republican supports a reconciliation bill.
Yeah.
That would do so much for the country.
Not a single Republican has supported fucking anything this administration except for the bipartisan infrastructure
All they've done
bill.
is be anti-Biden or just anti-progress.
Anti-everything.
It's ridiculous. And then Cooper asked about...
anti-life.
Anderson Cooper asked what Joe Biden plans to do about Kyrsten Sinema.
Okay.
Because they've talked a lot about Joe Manchin thus far on the town hall. He said, what are you going to do about Kyrsten Sinema? Joe Biden said, she's as smart as the devil. Which
she is literally the devil.
Yeah. And then Biden said, but I'm not going to negotiate on live TV. Okay. If you're not here to negotiate, if you're not here to deliver good news, why are you doing the town hall?
Literally.
Just to flex?
It could be really, really politically great to just fucking slander these people on live TV. That would be fantastic. That's what I would do. I would just be on there talking my shit the whole time.
Right.
The whole time.
And you may say, if Joe Biden gets up there and talks shit, that he's just going to lose them. They're already gone.
Oh, yeah. There's no chance they're coming back. They've been paid too much.
Right. If they're not going to come back after goodwill negotiations from Democrats that actually care about getting the bill through, then they're not going to come back when Joe Biden gets on TV and doesn't slander them.
Yeah.
They're not looking for a gesture from the president in order to sign on to this bill. They don't fucking care.
They aren't acting in good faith.
Yeah. And it's just them. There are people in the Senate, in the Democratic Party, that are probably ideologically aligned with him for the most part. Like Mark Kelly. He probably agrees with them.
No, literally.
But he is not holding up progress for the entire country, the entire working class of America.
Something that a bill with things that most people fucking agree with.
Yes. Overwhelmingly positive programs. But it's overheated economy. We can't do it.
Yeah, overheated economy.
Or to Kyrsten Sinema, it's well, I can't hurt Big Pharma because they line my pocket.
Yeah, it's I don't want to lose the money that I've been getting. I'm a millionaire now. Did you know?
Yeah. The next question asked Biden what he's going to do to protect future generations against the threat of climate change. Good question.
Yeah.
He said that... First thing he said was that, I rejoined the Paris Climate Accords on day one, which is a piece of paper.
Wow.
Which is an actual a piece. It doesn't do anything. It has some standards in there, but you're not bound by law to follow them. Nothing happens.
You're not bound by law, and it's also a lot of the provisions in the Paris Climate Accords don't apply to us because we're not one of the largest CO2 producers.
Yeah.
It's this is more for China, India, manufacturing hubs.
And China doesn't give a fuck.
And you know that we are not a manufacturing hub.
Yeah, exactly. He said that he joined the Paris Climate Accords, which again doesn't really do much. And then he said the goal is net zero emissions by 2050. Which is okay, sure, but how?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
How are we gonna get there, Joe? Please lay out a plan.
We talked last week, and Anderson Cooper brought this up, that the one climate provision that would place tax burdens and tax incentives on corporations that are polluting got cut because Joe Manchin didn't like it. The one program that was going to impose fines on corporations that are heavy polluters in America got removed. And, the carbon capture technology thing, we talked about it all last week.
Yeah.
Cooper brought that up, and Biden was like,
shit, this is how the cookie crumbles, Jack.
Biden's answer was basically we got to have a free market solution, and he based it on individual decisions. And, his ultimate solution was, adding solar panels to your roof.
Yeah.
What is that going to do to stop climate change, dog?
Pushing the responsibility of stopping climate change onto individuals, rather than the governmental bodies that can regulate the whole system.
Yeah.
The whole system.
We can't even get tax penalties, a free market solution on those that are destroying the earth. What are we doing?
Demonstrably destroying the earth. It's fucking ridiculous.
We talked about how in the bipartisan infrastructure deal, the 1.5 trillion one, which actually is only 600 billion of new spending, but that one, we talked about how there wasn't much for climate in there because all the climate stuff was going to come in the reconciliation bill. Now the climate stuff isn't in the reconciliation bill. So what are we doing? We're just going to make I swear to God, the reconciliation bill is going to boil down to deferred tax credits that go into an advantage savings account. Shit that doesn't mean anything to anybody.
Go into an advantage savings account that expire after a year that you have to work to get.
Yeah, that expire after 1 month.
plus maybe another road, bridge, or rail.
And it has a work requirement where you have to work 85 hours a week at least 4 different jobs.
Yeah, if working 40 hours a week, you could probably take care of your kids. So you really don't get the additional childcare benefits unless you're working 127 hours in a week.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking ridiculous. I hate this dude. After that, Anderson Cooper asked his own question about the labor market shortages and encouraging people to get back to work. He said, what's the role for the federal government? Biden's answer basically boiled down to 3 answers, really.
Yeah.
He said that people aren't going back to work because of, 1, COVID.
Yes.
Which is true. Fears around COVID. That's a good point. He said people don't want to return to $7 an hour jobs.
Facts.
Also very true. He said people are going to return to work if they get paid more. Like, you can't just say, come back to this $7 an hour job after like a fucking pandemic ravaged the world. And then 3, people are depressed with the economy in the country. He said people are mentally down.
Facts. I'm very mentally down right now, Joe.
And then Cooper said, what do you say to those that are down? And he said, a broken spirit is the same as a broken arm, which is him like is he talking about mental health? You know what I mean? Like, is this his subtle answer to acknowledging that mental health is as real of a struggle as like physical damage?
I don't know, but it's giving neoliberal.
Right.
But
like he's saying this. Like, he's saying a broken spirit is the same as a broken arm. I would agree, right? Mental health is just as important as your physical health. It's one and the same, an extension of each other.
Yes.
But what is he doing?
I don't know, dude. I think he's just throwing words out there.
You know what would mentally help me? Getting paid more.
Facts.
If I was a struggling family, you know what would help me? Higher payment for the child tax credit.
Literally.
Or more in the form of assistance for my elderly mother who needs help through Medicaid.
Yeah.
Or Medicare.
Yeah.
Like, that would help my mental health.
Maybe some at-home nursing. Maybe funding those programs through Medicaid. Maybe if my prescriptions didn't literally cost me like 10% of my wages.
Right.
Maybe that would help.
Yeah, maybe easing the tax burden on middle-class people and imposing a much higher tax burden on the wealthy that make money off of the backs of those working-class people would help ease people's mental health.
Maybe closing some tax loopholes so the government gets more revenue.
Yeah.
I don't know, though.
I would argue that the crushing weight of fiscal responsibility on average people that can't amass any amount of wealth in the economy is probably a main reason for mental health crises in the United States.
That's just us, though.
Yeah, that's just, maybe that's the free market.
That's
us. The free market working as intended.
Yeah, come on.
Next question. He completely 180'd on this. The next question was about the supply chain and helping small businesses. And right off the heels of his pro-worker answer, he says, yeah, but we're forcing the ports to operate 24/7.
No, that's probably why he said that a broken spirit is like a broken arm, because it'll heal. So we're going to break your spirit at the ports for the foreseeable future, and then you'll get better later.
Yeah, bro said, I worked with the unions, I worked with the major corporations, and they all agreed to it. I was like, yeah, the managers did.
He made sure to say that he negotiated with he put emphasis on private owners of these ports. Yeah. Of course they're going to want that.
Yeah.
Because they're going to get, oh my God, dude.
Right after he said, well, people aren't going to want to work at $7 an hour, he's like, all right, these ports are operating 24/7, and I made that happen.
Yeah.
He's like, through my own decisions,
love that.
I force workers against their will to work at their jobs, even though I just admitted people don't want to.
I fucking hate it here, bro.
Jesus Christ.
I just Googled, just a quick Google, at the port of LA, you know what their average yearly salary is?
What's that average?
$38,000 fucking dollars.
Oh my God.
Is the average yearly salary, bro, in LA, like the port of LA.
You can't survive off that.
This is the port that he's talking about as well.
Port of LA and port of the one in New York. Long Beach.
I think there's 2 in LA that he was talking about.
And the port of Long Beach.
In LA, but yeah, also that one. But yeah, $38,000 a year. That is backbreaking
Chump
work.
Change.
Chump change. Fucking literally, especially in a state like California.
For destroying your physical health, which I thought is the same as a broken spirit.
Yeah. Is your broken back going to heal?
Yeah. Am I ever going to heal from just being a wage slave for 70 years?
What happens when your spirit breaks down so much that it is functionally unrecoverable?
Yeah. Yeah. Next question asked Biden what he's going to do to lower prices in general. And his first answer was, well, I already sent you checks. He said that's what the stimulus checks were for.
Yeah.
To ease prices.
I already sent you checks, and I continued what the Trump administration did in the form of unemployment, but I also ended it.
Right. And didn't extend the eviction moratorium.
And student loans, you're going to have to pay those back. You're going to have to start payments on those in about T-3 months.
Didn't that start on October 1st?
I thought it started January.
Oh, maybe they extended it a little bit.
Just a tiny eensy
Just
bit.
a modicum.
Yeah.
That was the American Rescue Plan. He said, like, we already sent you stimulus checks. And then he said, inflation's going to continue unless we pass the legislation in Congress, which is kind of true.
Yeah.
But he's already admitted that it's, for the most part, not going to pass.
Yeah.
He blamed gas prices on countries in the Middle East, which is like...
Facts, yeah.
What? But, like, is he dumb?
It's like
why would he say this?
I don't know. He's like... I think he's trying to, like, take the... out, because a lot of the outrage from it is people saying it's from closing down the Keystone pipelines. It's closing these pipelines
Nonsense,
is what's
by the way,
upping the gas prices. Not even true. One, Keystone wasn't even built yet. It was just a fucking plan. It's not like the prices are going to preemptively change because, oh, we're getting a new pipeline, so we can take it. No, they aren't going to take that hit, right? Mm-hmm. It's a foreign policy thing. Oil prices are largely a foreign policy thing, a foreign market thing.
Yeah.
Because we don't produce oil here.
Yeah, and I can't remember, he mentioned the organization that kind of controls or facilitates the oil flow in the Middle East. Yeah. It's like a group of 13 countries that like are kind of interconnected in that region that work to facilitate the oil flow. I can't remember the exact acronym that he used. Yeah. But he kind of blamed it on them. Like they're not willing to negotiate, I'm not willing to negotiate, which is like, I guess.
He also mentioned like, and there are some countries I just don't want to talk to.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Joe, you could have really just skipped over this part.
Like, that's him, like, accepting responsibility for the gas prices, which we've said isn't really his fault. But he just said, like, I don't want to.
Okay, like, all right, Joe, just take it on the chin then, I guess.
And his solution for gas prices was to invest in renewable and electric cars, which is, like, first of all, long-term solution. Like, he even admitted himself that GM, Ford, the big companies, aren't going to get to electric cars, even half electric cars, until 2030.
Yeah, and as of right now, electric cars produce about the same pollution as regular gas cars because the technology just isn't there yet. Yeah. The lithium mines are fucked.
Yeah, and what does he think is used to create these cars? Factories.
Yeah. No, literally.
Like, that still pollute when they make them.
Like, I'm sorry, it's really not you driving around that's contributing to the global carbon footprint. It's the fucking factories putting smog into the air.
Like, building electric charging stations for your cars around the nation is not going to solve climate change.
How are they powered?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's
the energy coming from, Mr. Biden? Next question was about vaccines for children. He said, science will dictate this, and people clapped.
People clapped so fucking hard.
Like, our mental psyche in America is so broken from Donald Trump not following any science whatsoever, ever.
Yeah.
That, like, people, like, it's so sad to see that. He said that vaccines may be ready for children soon at many locations. Anderson Cooper asked if the emergency responders should be mandated to get the vaccine. Joe Biden said yes, which I agree with.
Hell yeah.
Mandates work, and the talk about people leaving to avoid vaccination is wrong. I would say that's probably true. Like, there's been a whole lot of outrage. Like, people are deserting the military. People are quitting their police jobs. And it's like, yeah, but 96% of the police force is vaccinated.
People are quitting their police jobs, you say?
Promise?
Promise? For real? Large swaths of them?
And then bro brought up Colin Powell. He said, my buddy Colin Powell died even though he was vaccinated. Yeah. But not from the vaccine, but because he was old and had cancer. Mm-hmm. Which, whatever. Why did he say my buddy? That dude's actually terrible. And then he said that he ended by saying it's fascinating that Fox News requires vaccines, even though they say that they're bad, which is like, yeah, whatever.
It was funny. There's a quote from him. He said something about like, oh, people are like, oh, my freedoms are at stake. Like, mocking people who say that just as we do, because it's really funny to make fun of those people. Fox News absolutely had a field day with that quote.
Oh, what did they do?
They had some like New York representative on, can't remember her name, and she was talking about how it's like disgusting that he would mock people that are concerned about their freedoms and how these mandates are just unconstitutional.
And just
not
all
that
actually,
stuff,
false.
And just the regular old conservative grift.
Yeah, By the way, not unconstitutional. Very constitutional.
Yeah, not unconstitutional at all. By the way, fuck your freedom.
Probably going to skip around here because these last few questions weren't very consequential. Yeah. But the next one that he asked, or that was asked to Biden, was what he's going to do to protect voting rights for the black community. He says that he regrets that he hasn't been able to address police brutality or voting rights, two issues that concern the black community.
Oh, but his policing take, that was something.
Yeah. And then Anderson Cooper said, well, what are you going to do about the filibuster? Because that's what's preventing voting rights. Biden basically said that he doesn't want to get involved on
Same
the
old filibuster,
debate.
Jack.
Yeah, he said, we're going to keep it, Jack. He proposed the talking filibuster, which is Literally
fucking stupid.
The same thing that was used to uphold Jim Crow laws, and it's literally undemocratic.
And it's literally the same thing that we have right now, except just like annoying for the people involved.
People right now can just like send an email and be like, I'm filibustering.
Yeah, but like, okay, there's no functional difference.
Yes.
Like, they're still going to do it. Right. Conservative hogs are still going to do it.
You're still not going to hit a 60 vote margin or a 60 vote majority to be able to break the filibuster.
Honestly, bringing back the talking filibuster will probably be better for conservatives than like anyone else, because some motherfucker's going to get up there and say, I'm going to read the Constitution. Then their constituents
Ted Cruz literally
love it.
Got up there and just fucking read green eggs and ham to his daughters.
That was funny. That's actually kind of funny though.
Right, he did that and like talked, I don't know for how long, like 8 hours or something.
Something like that.
Like it's still gonna stop progress.
Probably would have fucking offed myself if I was in that room and had to sit there through Ted Cruz talking.
Then on the issue of police brutality, Anderson Cooper asked about Minneapolis abolishing their police department for a public safety department in its place. Biden said, no, we need police officers.
He said, I don't support that at all.
Yeah, not even a little. He said that we need police officers, and he does not in any way support defunding the police. But he is a fan of controlling police behavior.
Yeah, he's a fan of controlling police behavior and also bringing like some social workers in and having community policing, to which I say, that's not the police.
Yeah. What does he think defund the police is?
That is fundamentally different than what the police are. Yeah. That is fundamentally disconnected from the defund
the police are literally
movement.
State actors that are charged by the state to kill people. Like,
yeah. I saw this one video on TikTok the other day. This whole fucking SWAT team in an armored car pulled up on this black kid's house just because like somebody in the school said he lived in a bad area.
Oh
like you don't need an armored car and a SWAT team to pull up on like a little like black high schooler.
No.
I'm sorry, that's unnecessary
and traumatizing. That's literally how people die.
But they only do it because they have to bring that equipment out so that they can justify its further use, and also so they can justify buying more fancy tools.
Bro, if the fucking basically the military pulled up on me at my house, I'm running away.
Yeah, I'm done for, bro. I'm on the run.
Like, I'm not gonna just sit there while like 12 armored men storm my house.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, like, what can you expect?
Facts.
I'm going to skip around a little bit here and go to the next question, which was about, well, not the next, but one of the questions that was about immigration that I thought was pretty terrible. It was actually...
It was a good question.
It was a great question. Someone got up, this woman, she said she was a Republican, which I don't know if I believe based on this question, but she said, why has Biden not visited the southern border? And if he hates Trump-era policies so much, why is he using those same policies to be awful to immigrants?
Yeah.
Which is like phenomenal question.
Great question.
Maybe the best one of the whole town hall.
Best one this year.
Yeah. Again, I'm skeptical if this person is actually a Republican. Like, how can you have that much insight?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Biden said he's making progress on immigration policies, and he wants to fund programs that are going to help Central American countries so that people don't have to immigrate to the U.S.
And then he said, like, the courts are the ones that actually made me do the stay in Mexico policy. I'm pretty sure he's just caught off guard because he has successfully scapegoated Kamala Harris as the one dealing with immigration this whole time.
Bro said bob and weave. He said bob and weave responsibility. Exactly. That's what he's doing. But like, here's the thing, is that he says he wants to fund programs to help Central American countries when the United States is the reason those Central American countries have people immigrating to the United States to begin with.
Oh, yeah.
We are the ones that destabilize those countries to the extent that they now need programs from the United States to stay stable.
Yes, and probably like his most abysmal take this whole town hall was when he said he wants to fund Border Patrol agents so that they have training to be able to determine whether or not someone is actually seeking asylum.
Yeah.
I don't want hogs doing that.
Bro.
I don't want regular people fucking doing that.
Does he not know what just happened with the Haitian immigrants?
Literally.
Did he forget?
Literally.
Like, that just happened.
You really think these border agents are going to sit there and be like, all right, come on, we're having an impromptu hearing right now. What's your case? What's going on? Actually, I think you're lying. Go back to Mexico.
No.
Go back to where you're from.
They're going to get on their horse and grab their whip just like they did when Haitian immigrants were at the border because they see a person of color trying to come into the United States.
Like, judges do this for a reason.
Yeah.
It is very hard to become a judge. Mm-hmm. Becoming a Border Patrol agent, I could go do that.
Right.
I could go do that right now.
Right. If I wanted to be a hateful piece of shit, I could go do that.
It's absolutely abysmal.
Yeah. Anderson Cooper asked why he keeps using Title 42, which we've talked about on the pod, but it's just a statute that allows the U.S. to deport immigrants if they have some kind of communicable disease, which COVID-19 is a communicable disease. Biden said that people coming in from the countries are coming from countries with high rates of COVID. which is like, don't you live in the United States? You want to talk about countries with a high rate of COVID?
Yeah, you want to talk about countries that were the epicenter for like a second.
Like, does he really think that immigrants coming into the United States is going to further the spread of COVID-19 when we're doing a fine job of that in Florida?
So then does that mean we can just getting that? Does that mean we can stop people from Florida going anywhere else?
No.
I'm down.
No, they're white.
Oh, it's so true.
I love how he just feeds the conservative framing that immigrants are the reason that COVID-19 rates are spiking in the country. Also, not even to mention that we are stockpiled and hoarding all of the vaccines so that Central American countries can't get them and vaccinate their population.
Refusing to give out the intellectual property so that they can do that. So that they have to resort to things like ivermectin, like they did in Mexico City, as a policy. And then hogs here can cite the use of ivermectin in Mexico City as a reason that they should get to use ivermectin, when the only reason they were forced to do that is because of us.
Yes.
Because we made them.
Yeah. Gotta love this take. And then he kind of ended this section by saying that he has worked to improve conditions at the border so that children aren't being treated as harshly, which is just a categorical lie.
He said, you don't see pictures of children sleeping on top of each other anymore.
Yeah.
That's not a high bar, Joe.
Right.
That's not a high bar at all.
Right. Instead, I see just children in a room alone.
I wouldn't even have to bend backwards to limbo under that bar.
Right. Now we just see children in a room without their parents with a book from Kamala Harris.
No, the book from Kamala Harris is, what is it, her niece?
Yeah.
Who is publishing all that shit? Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
But no. The limbo bar is so low, nothing can get under there.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Like you get... Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, like the conditions at the border have not really improved at all. They're just called overflow facilities instead of fucking internment camps now.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. This is by far his worst issue and consistently has been throughout all of his administration.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Throughout the Obama administration as well.
Oh,
Let's not forget the Deporter-in-Chief.
Exactly. Moving on to one of the last questions about Colin Powell, actually. Anderson Cooper asked something along the lines of, what's one thing you can tell us about Colin Powell, the late Colin Powell, who has now died if you didn't hear, that nobody would know? What's something you can tell us about Colin Powell? For those that don't know, Colin Powell was the Secretary of State under George Bush. He also worked, I believe, as National Security Advisor for Ronald Reagan.
Something.
He is old. He was like 84 when he died a couple weeks ago, or like a week ago.
And then Biden says, he's a good person. And to that I say, didn't know that one.
Colin Powell facilitated some of the worst atrocities committed in the Middle East and also lied to the entire world about the whole weapons of mass destruction thing. Colin Powell is a fucking villain in
responsible
history.
For, remember the Costs of War episode that we went over?
Yeah.
A lot of that is just his fault.
Yeah.
The 200,000 Iraqi civilians dead, a lot of that is his fault.
Right, and he was always framed as this reasonable guy that was the voice of reason in all the meetings with Bush and Dick Cheney and all the other people. But Colin Powell literally just went along with everything that they said. Mm-hmm. He knew there were no weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what the U.S. was going to do in the Middle East.
Everybody knew there was no fucking weapons of mass destruction.
Colin Powell, bad person. Also, why is his name Colin? Come the fuck on.
Colin, what I shit out of? Come on now.
Right. Biden about Colin Powell said, when Colin Powell makes a mistake, he acknowledges it. And he said, Colin Powell had real compassion.
Oh, yeah?
No, he fucking didn't. No, he didn't. He was one of the worst fucking people that have ever been in government.
Colin Powell gets up there and says, well, it looks like there weren't WMDs in Iraq.
Yeah.
Oopsies, I made a fucky-wucky.
Oopsies, I led thousands of troops to their death. And I also facilitated the deaths of, thousands and thousands of people in the Middle East.
Hundreds of thousands of civilians, but oopsie daisy, it's a Monday.
But oil. But we got lots of oil out of Iraq.
Yeah, guys, come on. We're doing better here in America, though.
Yeah.
Remember 9/11?
Yeah. So I think that'll probably wrap up our coverage of the town hall. Overall, pretty okay. Better than the previous one, I guess.
Yeah, kind of. Not as entertaining, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Biden, he seemed to start really fumbling about halfway through.
Oh, yeah.
Probably just old man syndrome.
Once the guy with that immigration question, he's like, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. His answers, at least at the beginning, around the idea of the Build Back Better plan were pretty cogent. But, after we got into the nitty-gritty of it and, what's actually going to happen, we realized that it's dead.
Yeah.
All the good stuff's just going to get gutted.
There are reports coming out saying that it's going to be reduced to $1.9 to $2.2 trillion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Having lots of fun with that one.
Okay. I'm sure it'll be further reduced.
Thank God we voted for Joe Biden.
Exactly. Can't wait to cover this next week because Speaker Pelosi, friend of the pod.
Get her on the pod.
Get her on the pod. Set a deadline for this to be voted on by October 31st on Halloween. So that's probably going to be the scariest thing on that day.
Yeah. Just seeing my chances of being able to not go into debt for the rest of my life whenever I choose to have a family fading away as we just accept Joe Manchin's rule over the entire country.
They are really just setting the mood for Halloween.
Yeah.
Because I'm scared.
Let's dive right into our last topic. And Gage and I, we try not to idealize politicians.
But some are clearly better than others.
But it's really hard not to when someone is as brave and value-driven as the senator from West Virginia. So 2 weeks ago on Friday, frustrated with Joe Manchin, Bernie Sanders, our hero, put a fairly aggressive op-ed in the Charleston Gazette and Mail, which is a news source that is based out of West Virginia. And in the op-ed, Bernie covered a lot of things like a lot of things that are a part of the reconciliation bill, like raising taxes on the wealthiest in America, letting the government negotiate prescription drug prices, expanding Medicare, which is especially important, again, for West Virginia residents because they're all old, the $300 child tax credit and the universal pre-K programs, free community college, guaranteed parental and medical leave, addressing climate change, all the good stuff. And then he ended by saying, it was a pretty lengthy op-ed, but he ended by saying, poll after poll shows overwhelming support for this legislation, yet the political problem we face in a 50-50 Senate is that we need every Democratic senator to vote yes. Right now we only have 48. 2 Democratic senators remain in opposition, including Senator Joe Manchin, a Democrat from West Virginia. So he basically got him pretty bad.
Yeah. Basically a compilation of all his tweets, which are bangers.
Right, exactly. And in typical fashion, Joe Manchin responds by saying a bunch of nonsense on Twitter. Here's a quick synopsis. He said, this isn't the first time an out-of-stater has tried to tell West Virginians what is best for them, despite having no relationship to our state. First sentence.
Out-of-stater, bro. Oh,
derogatory.
My fucking God, bro.
Yeah, he said an out-of-stater, which is funny because I feel like Bernie Sanders has a better grip on what West Virginians need than probably anyone in the country.
Facts. And what about how Joe Manchin comments on all of these Build Back Better plans, which are going to help a bunch of other states?
Yeah, look, I don't know what the population of West Virginia is.
Fucking small.
Small comparatively. And Joe Manchin, is making decisions for the rest of the population.
350 million people.
Of which West Virginia is probably less than 1%.
He's making decisions for people that live in the 7th largest economy of the world, California.
Yeah. Well, why does he get to make decisions for them?
Yeah.
Yeah. He then went on to say, millions of jobs are open, supply chains are strained, taxes are draining workers of their hard-earned wages as prices continue to climb.
Yes, they're draining. Oh my God, bro. They're training small, like, fucking poor workers. That's why we aren't increasing them for them.
I wonder why taxes are draining poor people. I wonder if they have to pay for any other services that just aren't being covered by the federal government.
I wonder if maybe raising taxes on the wealthy could help us then lower taxes on the poor and middle class.
See, but that's communism.
So true. So you're so right.
And communism bad. Joe Manchin went on to say, Senator Sanders, his answer is to throw money on an already overheated economy, while 52 other senators have grave concerns about this approach.
What about all the money that he throws at the natural coal and gas industry every single fucking year?
It's that. And also, look at the people he's lumping himself in with. 52. Well, first of all, he's counting himself.
Yeah.
He's counting one other Democratic senator, Kyrsten Sinema, and then 50 Republicans, which we've proved are just all demons.
Just love associating with those people.
50 Republicans, of which, 43 did not vote for his bipartisan plan. Like what? Or it wasn't even his. It was just a compilation of different senators and the president that worked on this plan. But 43 of them did not vote for it. Or no, 33. 33 of them did not vote for it.
50 senators who fucking hate this guy too.
Right.
Talk shit about him in public.
They loathe this dude, but they are using him for political gain, and he's just diving into it.
He said, yeah, I love this right now.
Yeah. He went on to say, and I think this is about the end, he said, I will not vote for a reckless expansion of government programs. No op-ed from a self-declared independent socialist is going to change that.
Bro, you live on a houseboat. You live the life of a like upper middle class divorced dad who hates himself.
You're sad, bro.
You're sad.
You're sad.
Just get out.
Yeah.
Please.
It's ridiculous. Like, okay, first of all, what does overheated mean? Like, he keeps saying the economy is overheated. What is he talking about?
What about if you want to talk about an overheated economy, I'm sure you're referring to the national debt. Why don't you talk about the other 50 senators that you just lumped yourself into that are refusing to raise the debt ceiling?
Yeah.
Crazy, huh? Why don't you condemn those actions?
They said they would not vote for raising the debt ceiling under any circumstances if the reconciliation bill passes.
For a self-proclaimed centrist, he seems to be aligning himself ideologically with the right far more than the left.
Yeah. Not only that, but he's aligning himself with them because he can line his pockets while doing so, and his son's pockets.
Keep in mind, this is the same guy who said that his most progressive stance is climate change.
But even then, he doesn't have that stance.
And his stance on climate change is that he believes in it. Mm-hmm. Not that he wants to do anything to solve it. It's that he believes in it.
Bro, that's like back in the 60s. If someone was like just in his position, they were like, yeah, I understand black people are being oppressed.
Yeah.
And then he's like, but I don't want to do anything to end that oppression.
He said that Martin Luther King guy's got some good ideas, but I don't want to legislate any of this.
Yeah.
I think that the free market should work it out.
Like, okay, we've talked about on this pod that I understand to some extent Joe Manchin gets to be moderate on issues because he's in a state with, like, I don't know, a lot of Republicans.
That he shouldn't have been elected in,
right.
Realistically.
Lots of Republicans in that state. I understand. But he doesn't get to do this shit.
Yeah, no, fuck
like,
this
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is absolutely insane. He's like Bernie Sanders, okay, I get it, being very aggressive with this op-ed. But Joe Manchin says, I'm not going to vote for a reckless expansion of government programs, calls the economy overheated. What is he talking about?
I don't know, dude.
In what way is this plan reckless? This plan is very calculated, actually. I don't even think it's half of what Bernie Sanders wanted to begin with.
It's not. It's, eventually what it's rumored to go down to is like barely a third of what Bernie Sanders wanted. Bernie Sanders wanted a $6 trillion package. I want a $6 trillion package.
In what way is providing dental, hearing, and vision, and a child tax credit, and subsidies for parents that are struggling, in what way is that reckless?
In what way is lowering prescription drug prices? Not even lowering them. It's not even a blanket lowering of prescription drug prices like a cap.
No.
It's allowing Medicare to negotiate.
Yeah.
I thought you loved the free market.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you loved negotiations.
Nope.
What is this?
Like, in what way is allowing poor kids to go to community college for free reckless?
Literally.
This is this shit pisses me off because everything in the reconciliation bill and in the infrastructure bill is to make it so people actually have a chance at succeeding.
Yeah.
And even then it doesn't do enough. All of this is like the bare minimum to help people get by. It is nothing compared to what other countries have in the way of social safety nets. But this is reckless for us somehow. Are you going to call the Norwegian countries reckless for the rugged social safety nets that they have, the rigorous? Like, come on, it's ridiculous.
I fucking hate this guy.
Like this all this talk about an overheated economy it's nonsense. Like overheated from the pandemic naturally. Yeah. Like, what are you going to do? It's a fucking pandemic.
You know what? In my perfect world, we'd throw this motherfucker in the coal mines.
Yes.
So that he can do what he fucking loves forcing other people to do. Mm-hmm. What he loves profiting off of. Even though we don't like coal mines, it's not like the thing anymore. Like, I'd still do it.
Yeah. Maybe the economy is overheated because people can't afford to survive on the death wages in West Virginia.
Facts.
Also, what is he talking about overheated when we haven't passed either bill?
True.
Overheated by what?
He's talking about the economy writ large being overheated, but he's centering his argument on Bernie Sanders being from out of state. I can guarantee you the West Virginia economy is not overheated, being the poorest state in the fucking union.
It's pretty cold.
Nothing is going on there.
In fact, did you see that West Virginia launched a program to try to get more people to move to West Virginia to start working because they're losing workers and people are aging rapidly.
Because it fucking sucks there.
Right, it's a hellscape.
Their population is just a bunch of fucking old boomers, which, like I said earlier, just are refusing to die right now.
That's the most ironic thing, is that everything in this package would help his state disproportionately to others.
Yeah, probably the most.
Yes. I don't fucking understand him. I love how these people nonstop advocate for this fetishized version of the free market.
Yeah.
And like in the end, what are they going to say? Like, yeah, we didn't get healthcare for everyone, didn't get education for anyone. Our old people just suffered in the later half of their life. But at least the government didn't intervene in the free market.
Dog, the free market literally is not fucking real.
It doesn't exist.
Motherfuckers are always talking about like free market this, deregulation that. If the invisible hand was real, why hasn't it spanked me yet? I've been a bad boy.
Get it over here.
Come on.
Jesus Christ.
Why isn't it spanked Joe?
It should if things were
really
fair. If karmic justice,
that motherfucker.
If karmic justice exists, it's not good.
Karma is literally a bitch.
Not real. Anyways, all is not lost.
Okay.
So earlier this week, The Hill reported that Bernie Sanders and Pramila Jayapal both met separately with Joe Manchin to discuss the economic agenda. So two separate meetings.
How that shit went.
Pramila Jayapal, for those that don't know, is a Democrat in the House from Washington. She's the chair of the Progressive Caucus. Pretty cool person. Mm-hmm. Reporters stopped Manchin outside of the Capitol to talk about the meetings.
Okay.
And apparently Bernie walked by at the same time.
Oh.
And so I don't know if you're looking at the show notes right now.
I am looking at the show notes.
But
I see this picture.
Joe Manchin said like, oh, let's get a picture together. Manchin said, get a picture. You want to get a picture of us? Because reporters are outside.
Yeah.
And we can put this up on the screen for all those watching like on YouTube or whatever. Or you could just go find it on Twitter. But this picture of Bernie and Manchin is the most uncomfortable thing I have ever seen.
Bro, look at Bernie standing in front of Joe Manchin, just holding his frame, absolutely asserting his like Sigma grind set.
That's right.
Right there.
Yeah. So after these meetings, Bernie and Manchin both said we're talking, alluding to the idea that maybe they could reach an agreement soon. Bernie said that
we're talking. We're in the talking stage.
Bernie said that I would hope that we're going to see some real action within the next week or so. We discussed the way forward. And as they were walking away, Manchin, being pretentious as ever, said, never give up, Bernie.
Oh my fucking God, dude. I'd have smacked him. I'd have popped him right on the jaw. Bro. Right there. Holy fucking shit, dude. That I would be so mad. I'd be fuming, literally mauling right there. I'd fucking piss and shit myself if he said that because I'd be so mad.
Well, see, this was after the day at the Capitol, so Bernie was probably exhausted from having to just speak with Joe Manchin. So
oh my God.
He had no emotion left to give. But like, how is he going to say, how is Joe Manchin going to say, never give up, when he's the one actively trying to prevent progress, when he's the one trying to make Bernie give up?
Bro, I wish that motherfucker would just give up, if you know what I mean.
This is like the villain of like a TV show saying like, oh yeah, never give up. Maybe you can stop me one day.
That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
This motherfucker needs to give up on life.
Yeah. And then when Bernie was walking away, apparently a reporter said, are you going to apologize, or did you apologize for the op-ed in the West Virginia newsletter or whatever?
The fuck? This is politics, baby.
And Bernie said, why would you ask me that? Sigma male.
Sigma male right there.
At the ripe age of, I think, 78, 79, Bernie is a
dog.
Sigma male. Absolute
dog.
Demon. You know, maybe Bernie and Manchin have made up, but it still seems to me that we haven't made any real progress.
Yeah.
Manchin still protects the wealthy. He still's going to protect the coal barons because he literally is one.
And he's here till 2024, baby.
That's right.
Not a thing we can do about
and
it because there's no recall mechanism.
Then he'll probably lose. And a Republican will take his place, and we'll just have another average hog. We'll lose the Senate, maybe lose the House.
We'll probably lose Georgia, both the Senate seats in Georgia,
yeah,
too.
You know that bitch is getting gerrymandered to hell right now.
1,000%. We'll probably lose some shit in Texas. Well, Texas is weird right now.
Texas is long gone, baby.
Texas is long gone.
The Lone Star State is never ours to begin with.
That's true. Yeah, everything's bigger in Texas.
So overall, that's the coverage on Joe Manchin and Bernie having like a cute little date after throwing hands. But yeah, Joe Manchin's the absolute worst.
Fuck that guy.
That's my summary.
Fuck that guy.
Just more. I love how every episode it's just Joe Manchin sucks.
No, like, that's the state of American politics right now.
Yeah.
Is Joe Manchin sucks. Kirsten Sinema sucks. Just everything fucking sucks right now. Biden's getting cucked. The whole Democratic administration is being cucked right now.
Yeah.
Republicans get to happily watch on the sidelines, just doing nothing.
Yeah.
Never having to get their name in the news unless it's like Ted Cruz gets an argument with AOC on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only newsworthy thing happening.
Yeah, I was going to say that goes back to your point from last week that, like, not a single Republican is in the news anymore.
Yeah.
Like, what do they get spotlight for. Like, Biden gets spotlight for his constant economic failures after being called like the new FDR back in January. And then other than that, news coverage in politics is Joe Manchin, Kyrsten Sinema.
That's it.
And occasionally like Bernie Sanders does something.
Yeah,
like this, for example.
I'm surprised I haven't been exhausted by it yet, but I'd absolutely love making fun of these people every single week.
Every single week it's something new with Joe Manchin.
And then we got him for 3 more years.
And Joe Manchin, by the way, forgot to mention this back when we talked about voting rights during the town hall discussion. But all of that was within the context that Joe Manchin's desired voting rights plan got rejected for debate on the Senate floor through a 49-51 vote. So, yeah, it could not even break the filibuster to get debate on the floor for voting rights, and that did not convince him to break the filibuster or to reform the filibuster in any way.
He said, "Damn, this is how bipartisan work. This is how compromise works."
He said, "Wow, they just must be operating in such good faith."
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, I think that about wraps it up for the episode today. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for listening. But before we go,
we hate Joe Manchin, but we love these people.
Yeah.
Special thanks to Cricket Scrapbook Layouts, Nikki Nine Lives, Caden Kraut, Terrence Nicholson, Chris the Postman, Luke Harris, Christy Beck, and Jeremy's mom for supporting us on Patreon.
If you want to get your name shouted out amongst those people, check out the Patreon. You'll figure out how to do it.
Exactly.
We appreciate your support. We appreciate you listening, and
absolutely love it.
We hate Joe Manchin.
Facts.
Have a good week, y'all.
Love you.